Hey guys, it's your girl Taylor, professional caricature artist and lover of theater. I've decided to try something a little different, so I sat down with a few performing artists and had conversations about their shows and projects. This is Drawing Conclusions. I went to the Costa Mesa Civic Playhouse to sit down and chat with the cast of Next to Normal, playing from August 17th to September 16th. Today I'm talking to
My name is Elizabeth Bouton, maiden name Bouton, married name Summerer, both difficult to pronounce for people, and I'm playing Diana.
Diana.
Mm-hmm.
So, she's got stuff to do in the show.
A little bit, just a little tiny bit.
Would you like to talk about the show a little bit?
Well, I mean, it's kind of near and dear to my heart because my sister's bipolar, and my cousin. I have two cousins that are bipolar, and mental illness is very rampant in my family.
Really?
So it's something that when it first came out, I was very interested in. Kind of a bucket role, you know. It's a big role. I mean, it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've had, ironically, a lot of people tell me I need to play this role in my life, which is very interesting to me, both on a positive and a not a negative, but a little like okay type of thing, because you're like, why do you think I should play somebody who's a little mentally unstable? Do I remind you of that? I don't know. So,
what do you think's been the most challenging part about this role?
everything.
Everything?
Everything. I've been honored to play a lot of roles in my life, and I think this is probably the most challenging, character-wise, emotionally, physically. And when I say physically, it's the mental aspect of it, but and then vocally very challenging. And I mean, I was opera trained, but this doesn't even cut that. It doesn't even she has to belt her face off. She has to sing legit. She has to do it all. And it's really trying to keep myself grounded in it.
So how do you pace yourself?
I don't know yet.
Still kind of.
That's part of it. There are some nights like when we were only running acts, I was like, okay, I got through that act. I feel okay. But now we've been running it, and I go, oh, I'm still trying to find where I can pull back. And we're supposed to use mics too, which I don't usually ever use mics. It's very rare I do shows that I have to use a mic. Mm-hmm. And this one, I'm really glad that I have one because I hopefully will allow myself to be more free with it and not feel like I have to literally belt my face off to get the notes.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you need a face.
I do kind of, I don't know, I this is my face, but yes, faces are good.
So we were talking about how it is a marathon and it is a really emotional show. Like, how do you decompress at the end? Is it like you just snap right out of it, or do you need a moment, maybe a glass of wine and a bubble bath?
Well, I do have to say that I came home Thursday night knowing that I didn't have to sing Friday, and I had a glass of wine, and I really couldn't finish it because I tend to go home and I pour honey down my throat, honestly. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that I'll probably go home and I'll watch some TV or something. I don't think it's one that I'll be going out very often after. Let me just put it that way.
So knowing the impact that the show has on you, how do you think it will affect the audience? What would you want them to take away from it?
I would love for them to be able to take away the fact that people who have mental illness are people. They're not some weird, there's such a stereotype of bipolar and schizophrenia, everything. And I would love for people to really open their eyes to it and see what these people struggle and what their day-to-day lives are. I mean, I go through it on a daily basis with my sister, and she's such an incredibly strong human being. And I think that people don't realize how strong a person has to be to get through this. Mm-hmm. Every day is a struggle. I did a lot of research when I was cast in the role and they interviewed people what they thought bipolar people were like. What is your, opinion, or what do you think about them? And it was very interesting to hear what people think. And it's so stereotypical. Oh, they're up, they're down, they're manic, they're this or that. And it's like, yeah, well, that's true. But what is the cause?
Right.
And the frightening part of it, really, in actuality, is that there's no cure. Absolutely no cure. And I don't know how anybody would ever, I don't think there ever will be a cure, unfortunately, which is sad. But, they've come a long way with medication, but those meds are hardcore. And a lot of times with bipolar, and they even speak about it in the show, we speak about it, that it could be one major event in your life that will trigger it. So it could be something like a death, or it could be a multitude that finally your brain can't handle it. It's almost like it pops. You could think of it that way. And it doesn't mean that they didn't already have the problem. It's already in there. It brings it out. It's like all of a sudden there's a switch in the chemistry in your brain. And I don't know when that happened for my sister necessarily, but she was always very, very energetic and very up in high school and in college and everything. And now she's literally like a roller coaster.
The show is basically a conversation that we're all afraid to have in real life. And it kind of allows people to, maybe if they don't, they don't want to necessarily see it every day, or they are experiencing it, and they can then kind of get a chance to see that they're not alone.
That's very true, yes. I think that's a great way to sum it up, because people are able to come and it's going to make them uncomfortable. There's no doubt about it. It makes me uncomfortable as a performer to do it, and it takes you to a place that you really don't want to go, but you have to go to a certain extent to really get the message across to the audience.
Right.
So I think that's why it's such a great show. I mean, the music is amazing too, but the story and the message it's trying to convey to the audience is just such an important one in our society, and mental illness is real, and it's not going to go away. And I think it will help, hopefully, a little bit in people understanding it better and being more open to discussing it.
Right. Sounds like it's going to be a really beautiful show, and I'm personally really excited to see it.
Okay.
And when it opens, do you want to let people know where they can come see Next to Normal?
Yeah, Costa Mesa Playhouse in Costa Mesa, California. It runs August 17th through September 16th. Friday the 17th is a pay-as-you-will type of preview, and then we have our gala Saturday the 18th. And there's food and champagne. Okay. Ooh. Well, that's always a win-win. And it's Friday, Saturdays at 8 p.m. and Sunday matinees at 2. Oh my God, it's so cute. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I love it. Thanks, sweetheart. That's great.
Thank you.
My hair is shorter and I like it.
This has been Drawing Conclusions. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Have you drawn your own conclusions? Tell us in the comments below. And don't forget, get out there and draw something. See you next time.